Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone around the globe. This is Sit Down with Sid Podcast. And with me today, I have the pleasure of having my friend, Wayne Alperti. Hi, Wayne. How's it going?
What's up, Sid? How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How's everything with you?
Things are good. I'm tired, but things are good, Sid. Looking up as always, brother.
Wow, that's good to hear. For those of who don't know Wayne, so Wayne actually resides in Bogota, New Jersey. He is the operations team member at Retro Fitness Hackensack, correct?
Correct, brother. Yep.
And then you have over 30 plus years of experience in fitness industry.
I think it's over 40 now, Sid.
Oh, wow.
It's over 40 years. I started when I was 12. I'm gonna be 57 in a couple months.
So you have devoted 40 years of life.
I got 45 years of doing in the health and studying health and fitness, brother. Yes.
Damn, you must love it.
You know I do. That's why we're here.
That's why we are here. So tell me one thing. What is the best thing you like about being in fitness?
You know, Sid, they're both the same. The best thing and the worst thing are both the same, which we know. It's the customer service. Helping people, loving to help people. You wouldn't believe how even over the last getting back over to work now with the pandemic, going back, I'm back over at the Retro now. We were out at work for a while and lost a lot of clients and stuff, but coming back and learning more customer service and dealing with people, but also the more people you deal with, the more that you see, some of the silly sides of them too. So it's in this industry, it's been the same for 45 years, Sid.
For 45
years. The people and the things haven't changed. It just got more people involved.
So what do you think these days is the perception of fitness industry amongst the youth, the old people? Like I notice a lot of people seeking help of like personal trainers, nutritionists, but that wasn't the case 10, 15 years ago. Why do you think is that shift?
A lot of times right now, the gyms, clubs that you and I go to together, and we, and all that, they've turned into, Sid, the malls of the 1984, 85, 86, 83, 80, 81, when I grew up and I was in high school. They're the malls now. So the message of health and fitness got out there, but I don't think a lot of people are taking it serious enough. When I was going back in there, when you went into a place, you exercised. It was old school. Those old school values now are pretty much gone because everybody wants to be involved. But I think it's more treated, how I see it going, it's more treated as a mainstream thing now and not a necessity. It's treated as a mainstream thing now, as sports and physical fitness in general. To me, I think, Sid. Does that answer some question, or you want me to?
So what do you mean by it's considered as a mainstream? Like you said,
there's room for everyone. Health and fitness is for everyone. Back in the day, a lot of people didn't know about it at all. And it was just for a certain group, niches, hardcore, athletes. Now it's gotten mainstream where you have more people and more celebrities and different trainers and different avenues of health information out there that's dragging in the population, which we want, a healthier population, but it's still pulling you in every different way with misdirection and misinformation.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense? Does that make
sense
for me and you? It makes sense. I mean, we're drawing people in without the right information, and the industry is doing a disservice to itself because I think that's kind of sometimes, even my own industry, finagling you.
Okay.
And you and I had talked about supplements, and one day we'll talk about that too down the road. How they tell you they're putting in one ingredient, but they put another in, so they got you. It's like it's like buy it and shut up. The industry is, example, Sid.
But then, if that's what you're saying, how can a supplement company survive if they get this information?
That's why I yeah. Well, and too, with a little bit more of my background, so that people know, you'll tell them I owned a health food store, and
I didn't know that. Could you tell us more about that?
I owned a health food store in Verona when I was in college, and doing all the studies that I've done now, still to this day, when you and I talk, how do I know the ingredients, the this, the that, the this, the that, the good, the bad, the ugly? There's where it's gotten into too, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, we wanted more people to get involved. Now that more people are being involved, we're basically, you cattle them and guide them into one direction, and it basically might not be the best direction, because they have too many information on 72 different diets, 62 different supplements, 75 different gym chains. Gyms are gym. You're going to have people go in there, sit and text, like I said, at the mall.
Right.
And you have someone like me and you that want to go in and work out. Well, both entities can't survive now anymore.
Right.
You're either going to have, am I right? You're going to have you're not going to have your hardcore places. That, what I mean by hardcore is that I don't want everybody to get the misconception is we're health advocates. I'm a health advocate. I believe nothing but health. So that's what I mean hardcore. That's me. That's a doctor sewing your vein back together. That's all he does. That's, so what I mean is that it's too many cupcakes and frills now, what has happened.
So let me understand this. I had read in a book that choice is a good option, but choices paralyzes you. So don't you think by having so many choices, they are kind of paralyzing the options for the target audience, which is looking for nutrition, personal training, weight training, strength training, etc. in the field industry?
Well, I think you and I are, Sid. There, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head right there, Sid. I'll tell you the answer. They don't care. They want you. They know you and I are a different breed.
Right.
They want Jan, my wife, her co-workers that don't know you and I were physical when we were 10.
Right.
These adults and even these kids, they're really not going to be physical at all, Sid. They're just drawing a market. That's the problem. They're not really caring about the market. The kids aren't there for really the workout. Some are. I got some market, but we are definitely in that market is leading them. Different gym chains.
But
I may work for one of them. I know it's silly that we want, like you said, we want more people involved to get more healthier, but that's really not the case when you look at it as a business sense.
But do you think it's because of the advancement in science, fitness, as you mentioned, a lot of young people train hard. They're not like driven in terms of health and fitness.
I believe the marketing and the evidence and everything in science has driven the marketing towards that, Sid. Yes. Towards attracting more and more people or not, whether they want to diet or not, power lift or not, bodybuild, or just be someone. I go to the gym, I work out 5 days a week, and that makes me feel good because then I can go out and eat. That's cool too. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is a different big mass market they've attracted since 1979, 78, when I got on the school bus, the New Jersey Transit bus, and went over 4 towns. My father dropped me off at Nautilus. I stayed there for 3 hours. He was a principal. He picked me up at night because that's when he picked me up. He sent me there to train to get ready for football, and that's how I learned the industry. I was flipping records and selling Gatorades for the owner of Morris County Nautilus, who were
so just to cut you off on this, it's good that you brought this up about your dad. So your dad, if I am not mistaken, he was the principal of Dover High School, Mr. Donald Alperti.
My father was a principal for 26 years.
26, and you grew up in Morris County?
Yeah. He was 2 schools, a vocational school, and then his old alma mater, my alma mater, Dover High School. Yeah.
How was life like back then for you? How was it different from today?
Really different, Sid. really different times and ages again. Like uh,
Like I know nowadays
it
we have
really was
so
different,
much.
but it wasn't different, Sid. The kids that today
Mhm.
are doing the same things I did. We're doing the same things. I think
But
it's
they had less avenues
yes,
back then.
yes. They had less. Again,
There was no social media.
there goes
There
the
were no cell phones.
information we were talking about. Why everyone's going into the gyms.
And I'm sure there was no internet also at that time, correct?
You're right. So yeah, we can go to the gyms and we don't want to be healthy. We can see so and so posting something and doing something silly, but we don't care about it. We're going to do the same thing. Yeah. So it is different. That it probably happened then, but not as much. But it just evolved into the. Back then it was low key too, Sid. You really didn't have to worry. Where I live, you didn't really have to worry about a lot of minutia now.
Okay.
Uh, 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 like I could say, everything has just tripled itself. Assaults, carjacking, silliness, drunk driving, jails, all of that stuff has just gone from 1970, 64 when I was born to it just has gone to where we are right now. So,
But I guess the increase in population plays a major factor in that.
and it drove exactly, and it drove the fitness industry saw how to drive that market too and grab more people. Like we're talking the NPC. Look at the NPC now, Sid, which we follow. How huge that is. Look at the Chicago Pro. I watched the results this morning. We'll talk, so how people are into health and fitness, but they know and the industry knows and how things have changed. It's still people still aren't serious about it, but you and I, but has drawn a crowd. Yeah, absolutely, which is good because then there's more pickings for me and you to personal train people too. It's a numbers
that's
game.
good.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. So let me ask you one thing. I know bodybuilding is not considered. It's not considered a sport like baseball, basketball. Why is that?
Remember, they tried to. They tried to put that in the Olympics, Sid. They tried to get in the Olympics. Vince McMahon or all these guys. Gerard Dente, who owns the MHP. He was trying to be one of the first ones for the Olympics. They had an Olympic team. I think wasn't Sean Clarita part of our world national teams, but they won't consider it a sport. Sean Clarita was one of our world national champions, Sid. If we look,
really?
Yes, that's why they got the Giant Killer. I think one of his attitudes are he was beating all the people around the world at the World Championships as a natural. Yeah, isn't it funny, Sid, the stigma? Isn't it funny when I don't want to blow my thing and get the wrong audience and upset, but it's a stigma because they look the way they do, and you know that they're doing some type of performance enhancing supplement to help them. Misunderstood, which people don't get. But if you really think straight about it too, and I you know me, I'm straight too, and it's why you and I talk all the time. A lot of your pro athletes is what the stigma was too. In baseball, they had those issues. Football, they always had those issues. But I think that goes across society too, Sid. There's a lot of players out there that don't do any of the silly stuff that's just illegal at this point.
But I do see.
I think the stigma is the drugs, Sid. It's the stigma. That's all it is, in my mind.
But I did notice that people now are more health conscious than they were before.
Absolutely. There goes back into what I'm saying. I'm seeing more people at the parks now with me. Jan and I just walked a while ago. My wife, she's trying. More people like herself that really want to get it. I love doing it in a small group, and obviously doing it with me. I'm a professional at it. Sid, I'm seeing tons of people out there now. It's good to see. Maybe I haven't seen, but it is. And I like to see that. And I wish our weather in this East Coast was a lot more conducive for people like that. The other day was hot. I was almost dying out there. But the parks have been busy, and I see a lot more people in physical activity mode, whether that's our market, our science, like you're saying, or our consciousness. I would think so, absolutely. But
do you think it has something to do with the stress level in this country, the competitiveness, to be accurate?
That would go really deep into your psychological end, wouldn't it, Sid, right? your philosophy.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm just trying to understand the gist of it, and for people to understand.
Yeah. That's a great one, Sid. You compare because I come. Yeah.
Listen, I spoke with my sister 2 days ago, and she goes to a gym, huge 10,000 square foot gym, and she tells me that every personal trainer is busy. People are willing to shed money to get 20 sessions, 30 sessions, because all they want to do is live longer, right? You know, look at the concept of organic foods. So I was driving today by Whole Foods, and I remember in 2010 the Whole Foods opened, and since then everybody is like organic. Whole Foods, followed by Trader Joe, followed by other organic stores. But back in the days, people who used to eat food from the farm, they were actually much more healthier. So I don't know if it's like giving them tags, the names, organic, non-organic, full of stuff in there. So I don't know. To me personally, sounds very confusing.
Marketing, Sid.
But people buy it.
There you go. That's how you know. My great grandfather had the first farm in Marsh County history.
Oh, really?
My father's got a name day named after him in Marsh County, Dover, New Jersey. We were in the town for 200 something plus years.
Oh, wow.
My great grandfather had a farm. So how do you think?
What happened? Did they sell the farm or?
Huh?
Do you still have that farm or is?
No. My great grandfather passed away a long time ago. My grandfather told me to go feed him one day, and I said, "Grandpa, I can't. I got a date." My grandfather has someone up and found him passed out on the front stoop. He had passed away of a stroke, Sid, after mowing the lawn at 92.
Wow.
He had
92.
He had the farm. I have 3 relatives. My father and mother are 80 now. My great grandparents lived to 93, 92, and my grandmother's mother 91.
Wow, man.
So he had the farm. So now you're asking farm. I think it's avenue of choice too, Sid. Pepper doesn't cost much. Onions don't cost much. It may be the access to this people too, and the misinformation and confusing. Don't put this toxin on. It's organic. It has this pesticide. It has this. The can. Oh, you're eating tuna out of a can. You're going to get mercury. Come on now. It's silliness. Food is food, but you got to have some type of consciousness of, what you're eating. And to me, I wouldn't worry about it around here. Marketing, we are healthier, but that's the key too, Sid. Another thing, look, I think these inner city places that are having trouble with the vaccinations rates of helping people there healthy, they don't have a way to get into a good market either, Sid. You know what I mean? Their supermarket probably stinks.
Makes sense.
City, inner Bronx, they don't have enough avenue of food choices.
But don't get me wrong. People travel from Bronx to Manhattan.
Well,
to buy food from Trader Joe and Whole Foods.
If they got the money, Sid.
Yeah.
That too. That's what holds them back too. I think that's what holds a lot of society back.
Yeah, because organic food is more costly.
That avenue for that food. I get scared on the other end. If you had the money too, would you go to the boxes of cereals and the marketing ploys and the cookies and snacks? Like wait till you see what I'm going to post. The snacks that I go to. Everyone thinks that I have snacks.
Yeah, I know, and it's good you brought this up because I was going to bring your Instagram up. So tell people, what's your Instagram username?
My Instagram username is Train with Wayne 13 Scorpio. And on that, I basically for the last 3 years have posted nothing but workouts, diet, and health and nutrition stuff. I think that's all it. I got a Facebook page. I don't know, a little sporadic stuff here and there, just to keep in touch with my friends. But Train with Wayne 13 at Gmail is also avenue to me. But on my Instagram, I post all my have been posted all my workouts, right? Said all my food that you see me eat, and the way I combine all my foods, and why I was saying, Sid was saying the marketing and the avenues, health conscious, more country, and absolutely where that Sid knows I've got down mastered with the help of my wife and avenues and friends. And, you know, Jan works in the food industry. She's a food broker. So
Okay.
I use about 7 different places to do my shopping that is localized. See, again, I have that avenue, Sid. Some places only got a market where they got a box of something or beans, and that's what they got, with all due respect. I'll go to 5 or 6 places. I'll get the onions here, the peppers here. I go to places where I get 3 servings of frozen broccoli for 79 cents. So you got to learn. You can do it. So
you just got to be smart.
That's what I mean. You got to be smart. And that's where you were saying, I'm sorry, Sid, I dropped my...
That's okay.
Give me 2 seconds. I apologize, people. I got to put my electronics up underneath there, Sid, because when the dogs come in here, they sit in here with my wife during the day with our tenant, our roomie, and I can't keep the electrics or nothing on the floor. They'll bite on, or they may pip on the damn thing.
Oh yeah,
and chew on it. But with the food, yeah, I mastered a way of being very cheap and getting very decent quality food that doesn't have to be organic or this and that. Just has to fit within what you want to do. And that's a big adventure, as you know, too. It takes us forever to figure out our diets.
Yeah, because I check your Instagram on a daily basis, and you are pretty active. Yeah. You know, you post about food, as you said, training, and I see a lot of good comments. People appreciate what you do. You know.
Oh, you know, I through my journey, Sid, I just realized that too. Straight honest with you, I since I started over there, and you know what we all been through over the last 3 years. What I've done and why you, maybe even you, I know you. Look what you're doing right now. We've grown spiritually, emotion, everything. Even sometimes we've been growing as humans a little bit more harder and a little bit more cynical through everything we've gone through. But I can't tell you what these last 3 years have done for me. Getting everything together and doing just that, and knowing where I am and helping people, the passion you and I saw when I first met you back in 2010.
We go way back.
I just started realizing this. Said this is all I do. So when you had mentioned too, hey Wayne, you know you're good at what you said. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know that. I really do, Sid. I know that. And you know, people.
But you read a lot too.
But I think
it's your passion.
I put my dues in. I paid my penance. I study every day, and at this point in my life, I'm not on my back because I'm not what I thought I should be, and what I might have been led to believe to be as a young man going through life. And I had the big dreams like everyone, and you and I know that those dreams are very hard to come by.
Very hard to come by.
You got to work hard. You can get them, and whenever they come, they come. But some people are just fortunate. Some people are just unfortunate. Some people are, everyone's blessed, but some of us are just fortunate and unfortunate. At this point, when I got my family saying, hey, Wayne, you know, if you bring home $400 a week, just bust your butt and we'll make a good living. I mean, that must tell you something. Either I'm doing pretty good or, you know, definitely not a bum, because we see what we do. Yeah. Now it means I'm in a really good spot, Sid. And that's why I like my enthusiasm, like with you and my clients. And I just started getting clients back. I've had the same client for 9 years, you know, with MS.
Yeah.
Westwood, miraculous. I just got a nurse from Hackensack is my client now, twice a week. I got a 79-year-old woman from Dumont.
And is this the private clientele, or is this the one at the gym?
This is at Retro now. So I'm not only the manager.
So people can find you at Retro in Hackensack.
Retro Hackensack, Retro Fitness Hackensack. You know, you can call down there, you know, train. You know, I post on my Instagram. You'll see me funny in the morning. Retro Fitness Hackensack, rock and roll, July 20. I don't know, Wayne Alperti. I got to talk to something. Am I right, Sid? And I'll talk for less than 3 minutes. And you and the other guy were saying, Wayne, we get so much information out of that 3 minutes. I said, yes, quick hit. You can go back and see it. And then I back it up with the stuff on the Instagram too. But I give a shout out to everybody I follow too, right, Sid? Even you.
Yeah.
You've helped me for 10 years now.
You're always active. That's what friends do, right?
That's what exactly it. Yeah.
They back each other up.
Yep, absolutely, brother.
So let me ask you now, I have a few more questions for you.
Go ahead.
What would you say is your biggest fear in life? Because as you know, this podcast is about, we want to share people's life experience, some of the failures, some of your successes. So if there was one fear that you have, what would it be?
Probably the same thing. Not missing another opportunity, being able to recognize another good opportunity. I should be old enough to know. And it's probably the same as this one too. Am I helping enough people? And does that go along with not missing an opportunity? An example is some guys.
But is that your purpose? Because if you want to help a lot of people,
that's the
that's more like a purpose.
That's why I was just going before, like you said, Sid, I'm so comfortable now because now maybe I know my purpose now. It's cool. This is a cool life, helping people, Wayne. And on the other end of it now, well, as you know, I'm learning a big business end of it, a capitalistic end of it now too, on how corporations are really run and the way that they're structured to run, with all due respect.
So your biggest fear is losing on an opportunity to help other people, if I understand correctly.
And maybe missing something again, Sid. Yeah, I've missed a lot of opportunities. I didn't take advantage of a lot of opportunities that I thought I should. And my point is that I should.
Do you regret?
You know what? Yes and no.
So let me put the question this way: if you were to go back and do it again, would you do it differently? That's my question.
Knowing what I know right now, Sid, with what I've been through and everything and stuff like that, some of this.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't change it.
You would not.
I wouldn't change it. That people, I almost want to cry at that. I wouldn't change. You said, no way, bro.
No, it's good, man. Listen,
got me to where I am.
No, I know your story.
Yeah, exactly. People. It's nothing more different, Sid, than anyone else's, though. See, that's how you know why you like me, too. It's nothing more different than what a lot of other people going through today. What my father.
That's the whole point, right?
Yes. What I lost and what I did. That why you said, when would you? No, because right now I know going forward from today, I got everything.
You got everything.
That's what you said the show's about, too. Yeah. I got it.
No, because
absolutely.
If you don't mind me sharing, I just want people to know that you used to work as a sheriff's guard in a corrections facility in Morris County.
Yeah, for close to 5 years.
So we're going back like 1996, 95?
96 to 2000, yeah.
So you worked in the sheriff's department?
Yeah, my father was a police commissioner. My mother and my grandparents worked for Picatinny, so I knew a lot of avenues. And my father, being a principal, knew everybody. So I knew a lot of cops, and they, one way or another, and I ended up as a corrections for 5 years and things like that.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you had a incident in your life, which we won't go into detail, but it took away 7 or 8 years of your life from you.
Yeah. It's basically part of the catapult that got us to this point, Sid. Yeah, where I'm in my life. You had asked what I would do different to it. Yeah, it's basically got the catapult. Me growing up in a really good family, very well known, very well to do at that point. I ran the streets a lot myself. I was, a door opened up when I was 5 years old. I was out. I went here. I was working when I was 11 at Stewart Trooper Stand. I was laboring in union with my grandfather, God rest his soul, nation, when I was 13 or 14 years old, Sid. I've been working my whole life, and things just kept going. This avenue, that avenue, boom, got a cop. great job, this and that, have an accident, and I lost a son, and
I'm
it
very
was
sorry to hear that,
my
man.
responsibility, and then it transferred where all now, and we're at right now, and that's why when you say, "Do I look back?" You're the second person that has asked that me a question. One of my clients asked that. My client, another client that was been with me for 10 years.
Well, the reason I asked that question was because after that incident, after losing those years of your life, I think I met you in 2009 or 2010.
Exactly.
And you shared your story with me,
Yeah.
right?
For
So I
the most
respect
part.
that a lot.
Yeah.
And to see you where you are at today,
Yep.
57, the most fittest 57-year-old guy I have ever seen. And you're very positive. You're
Yeah.
outspoken in a good way.
Yeah.
And people don't know that. So my main idea to bring you on this podcast was for people to see that no matter how much adversity one can go through, if they want to, now that's a big if, they want to, they can turn their life around.
Yeah.
And you have done that. And I have so much respect for you, Wayne. It's just, I really respect you. I really love you as a friend.
You're a good dude.
And, it just inspires me to see people like yours. And I hope you can inspire the young youth, the other audience who's watching this podcast. So um, anything you want to add on to this?
It's a lot. Sid, it's a learning experience every day, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
You would not.
I would not miss, and I don't fault anybody, and that's one of my biggest weaknesses now. I see things could happen to people, good people, bad things happen, life happens, and I feel myself, Sid, for me, I was blessed to have my family understand that before I understood it. So they really helped me out. Jan, especially, Jan, my wife is a good.
Jan, your parents.
Good person. Jan's
Yes.
a good person.
They have supported you. I have seen that.
You have.
Yes.
My Bobby Greenblatt, my friend Grace now. Couple other people know. Sid, even some of the people I worked with, Sid, some of the officers, and there were some of the other officers on the other side, Sid, and even people that I worked with recently, when you and I met, looked at me like that they should have thrown me in Times Square and never let me back out, because I maybe people now is why I'm saying I'm a lot more weaker and softer. I see other sides of things. I don't want to walk in another person's shoes, Sid. No way. And that comes with one of the questions you had asked me before, Wayne, what's different in the fitness industry since that? I'm learning how to deal with those situations a lot easier. Even if the person's wrong, why is the person wrong? Why is he acting this way? You know what I mean? There's always a reason, Sid, that somebody's going through something. And, fight the battles you can. You're never going to win the war. Fight the battles you can and understand. And you know what? But that's why you said I'm outspoken in a good way. I'm outspoken in a bad way too. You and I, but that's only because I'm probably guarding my heart, and I don't like something. Stepping up for myself,
Makes sense,
But that's the way it is. But we got anything else? Any questions?
No, man. I'm gonna let you go.
On, man.
I want to thank you so much for being the first guest and inaugurating this podcast.
Dude, let's see if we can get some people to follow and that we can inspire, brother.
We will definitely do that. I would like to bring you back on sometime soon again.
Definitely, Sid. Whatever you want to do, whatever subject you want to talk about.
And we're going to put your description. We're going to put your contact information, social media in the description below the video.
Yeah.
So people can reach out to you. And my man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I want to wish you and your wife all the very best. And I'm here for you if you ever need anything.
I'll talk to you later tonight, probably. All right, brother. I appreciate everything, man. I don't know how you're going to zoom us out. I don't know how to do anything on this.
I got it, man. Thank you, buddy.
Peace.
Good talking to you. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, buddy. Bye-bye, man.
Bye.